go live.
Hey, wow.
Okay, I'm going live now. In three, two, one.
Iṣẹ́ ibi tó ń ṣe ni.
Hello, let me mute Dio.
Mr. FC there.
Hey, hi, this is.
Hey, wow.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome.
Okay, I'm going live now.
Welcome to Diaspora Radio. Welcome to Diaspora Radio. This is a radio for diasporans, wherever you are in the world. If you are in Turkey, America, UK, Australia, this is a gathering of diasporans where we share views, share ideas, business, politics, romance, health, and everything else is welcome. These are our Sundays hangout, our 30-minute Sundays hangout to catch up on our week. And we have Abuchi from Philadelphia. Welcome, Abuchi. We have David from Chicago. We have Daya from Chicago too. And we're waiting for some other people to join in. So today we were talking about, we're delving into politics a little bit. And the topic for today was we're trying to see Joe Biden's immigration policy. I beg anybody hear about the new bill? Now bill in pass, I been an executive order. I beg anybody explain because I don't really understand.
I think it's executive order now because did he pass a bill? A bill has to pass through Congress and all of that now, right? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an executive order too. It's not.
Oh, it's executive order. So
Yeah, executive order is easy to give because you just pass them, you don't pass them with authority. But
yeah.
yeah, I think it's executive order.
All right. So yes, so it's an executive order, Joe Biden's presidency, and we are seeing that this it's like a breath of fresh air. I've been feeling good these few days, and whenever the guy since the guy entered, I don't know who get that same feeling as me too.
Me too. I feel the same. I bet. I feel the whole country feels that way. Even the press. I was watching ABC News and members of the press who are attached to the White House, in Washington, breathing a sigh of relief. It was a sigh of relief. Yeah. Now the press conference is going to be much more. It's not going to be confrontational as it used to be. Now there's a president who is accountable, who will tell the truth to the American people. Even if he's screwing up, it would take for instance, even Dr. Fauci says like it feels great to just stand on the podium and just talk to the American people without and tell them the truth of the pandemic and without any repercussion or in his own terms, it says it's a feeling of liberation, it's a feeling of freedom, So everybody feels the same. The day Biden won the presidency, I was in downtown Chicago. I was driving then. I was in Uber on Michigan Avenue. People were just honking and celebrating. The Mexican come out of their car, waving their flags. People were just happy, and I joined in the all celebration. I mean, honking and people were you could see the blacks, whites, Mexican, everybody just celebrating
Okay.
his loss.
Welcome, Abuchi. Well done, sir.
I've been here. You mean me?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to say
Okay.
IK from Philly. Welcome, sir. Sorry, I don't be missing my name up. Yeah. So some people are saying this guy now, like it's like it will usher in the new world order. Joe Biden. What do we have to say about that? Like for example, this I think he appointed one new guy that is the person's orientation is not straight. So people were like saying this is Joe Biden's is like the Antichrist. I don't know if this is like conspiracy conspiracy theory and all of that. Yeah.
What do you mean by the orientation is not straight? I don't get that. Though.
Yeah, like a sexual orientation we're talking about.
That the person is not a straight person. Like,
yeah.
What you mean?
Oh, I think it's Mayor Pete from Pete Buttigieg from Mayor of South Bend.
There was a backslash, like something like that.
What position did he give Pete Buttigieg?
Secretary of Transportation, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
How does it have to do with the job? Like, if someone said your orientation, I don't get it.
Kind of validates their claim that Joe Biden is like bringing in the new world order, that like the Antichrist. You know, saying that's when they talk for Obama. This is a conspiracy theory.
If Trump can be a president for 4 years, everything he did, and we still survive, and we are alive here talking about this stuff, I don't think any other thing. I'm just keeping it real. I don't think any other person can do anything otherwise. Because I'm talking about it. That kind of, even though yes, US has been, the country has been divided, but we have been encountering before Trump time. We've been encountering subtle racism, but during this guy's period of time, like we experienced the highest form of racism to the point that you can even go to the HR and complain. I've heard people that they go to HR and complain some things, and the HR don't do anything about that, And now we are talking about somebody that we forget that it's not about sexual orientation, but it's more about is the person capable to do the job,
right?
And again, we are evolving, we are changing. I used to tell people couple of years ago, twins were considered as a bad thing, like a taboo. People were killed in Africa. Twins were killed before, Mary Slessor or other couple of people fought against that. Now twins are being celebrated in Africa, or to be precise, in Nigeria. Couple of years ago, slavery was seen as legal something. But it was bad, But people were definitely like, selling other women beings. So, and now we're talking about somebody having a sexual orientation, not being
it's cold there.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Don't my assignment. I even do one more.
All right. This
last week.
If you, okay, let me share my screen right here, real quick. Look at this. Okay, Dolakbo. All right. We made it today. Welcome, welcome, Henry and OG. Henry from California, OG from San Antonio. Welcome. So we're talking about before you guys come, we're talking about Joe Biden's presidency, what he has done, the immigration reform, the executive order when he don't sign. So make I share my screen for here. You get one thing when they send for WhatsApp. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Let me open.
Yeah, we can see it, but
I don't know. One lawyer passed this stuff around. Said that so this thing is it for people like those those Mexicans when jump fence when come this and I are they the ones that are talking about? Are be people that have overstayed visa or
I don't understand.
No, this said Joe Biden's executive order when he signed. So now for mainly for people when like Mexicans when come pass through fence come Yankee.
Everybody that is illegal in America now.
Everybody.
That's it, yeah. For anybody out of status, like you don't have like you're undocumented, like legally you are no longer, even if like you came, like someone that came with a F1 visa, and then at the end they ended up not like, and then they are like out of status, not like on H1B or OPT, like so you become undocumented, because what it means is like legally you are not documented as somebody that's still supposed to be here. So it's not just, I know most time because of Mexico US border, we always think when we talk about undocumented, we always refer no, this is basically like every person that is that doesn't have a legal status,
And for this election, it can make me realize, say, as in this American system, this election, like Democrats and Republican. So it's like two people. Like one is like I see one as retrogressive, one as progressive. Maybe because I'm an immigrant, I don't know. Or any of them they share Republican view. Like,
I don't think I will. Even though I believe sometimes time changes.
so is it because you're an immigrant, or is that why you think so, or no?
For me, I don't think it's because I think it's based on the idea that most of what they believe. I feel like a lot of Republicans are people whose wealth are built on dynasty. Like I've realized a lot of white people are more into Republicans because they are like, oh, we don't want to be giving welfare to people. We don't want to, but they forget that the reason why they're in the position they are is because a lot of people years ago that their wealth were built on these people's back. Now they already have a dynasty, like people like their forefathers that immigrated here end up making more money. So it's been passed across. Most of their views, I don't really share it. Then again, in regards to issue of sexual orientation, I'm open to, like, I'm that kind of person that I know my stand with it. I feel like when the age where anybody has the right to decide whatever, my philosophy in life, as far as you're a good and kind person, because when I lived in Nigeria, I've seen people that, you know, they are Christians and stuff, and they sleep with people's wives, sleep with widowers, and they are like nice. You know, so I don't subscribe based on the church. I subscribe more about your good heart and what you can do, not your sexual orientation. Because at the point, you know, who even has the right to define heterosexual relationship, a man and a woman is the but that's my own view. So, but I feel like most of Republicans' views. I don't know how it, you know. So I don't think I subscribe to that. So yeah, that's why I don't think it's based on because I'm an immigrant. But I've also seen a lot of people that subscribe to more on the Republican side, mostly white people, the way I've been paid for them. And that's why it's easy for me to stand on a particular, you know, issue, like stand on a particular like, we don't want you to abort a baby, but if somebody ends up being raped or whatever stuff, that's fine. Keep, you know, like, but you know, so yeah, I don't, yeah. There's so much about Republican. I don't think
let's that's for Joe Biden's this thing. So let's come to Niger politics a little bit. If you see my screen, there's this guy when they trend now for Niger, his name now Sunday Ighoho. I know many of us go don't hear him.
Yeah.
Most people they say being like the new Namdi Kanu kind of for the Yoruba race, because Yoruba don't they agitate for their what is it called? Is it Oduduwa Republic and all of that? And you get one picture when I see when this guy wear one mask, one suit like that. I don't think you might see if he pull up this suits like a this native bulletproof suit somewhere.
The Odeshi, Abi.
Like that. That thing they work. Not just say that thing they work. Yeah, shoots better gun. That thing go work. Better
you will go. We are in an era of experimentation. So you experiment and then you tell us.
That's a good one, Abuchi. I like that.
You go wear them.
You wear it as well.
You were the answer. You go where and I go. You can't go experiment. You can't tell us.
Okay, one question I want to ask here is this guy is agitating, and of course, Nigerian government want to clamp.
You know what? You know what I'm going to say regarding that. You know,
yeah,
I'm an advocate for secession. You know, see Nigeria. Right. See, Nigeria is not divinely orchestrated to be like that. It's not like God has always made us wanted us to be together. You know, and it was the amalgamation of the southern and northern protectorate, you know, by the white people, and a lot of
for their own needs, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The agenda for that amalgamation is that they see that cultural differences, and if they can pit two tribes together, they can achieve their own selfish interests in Africa, which is going on till today. And then you have all these multinational companies in Nigeria. ExxonMobil, or Total, and all these companies still taking from us, and we are busy fighting amongst ourselves. So if after almost a century after amalgamation, we still can forge a connection, we still can come together as a country and push for a multi-ethnic democracy in Nigeria, where we have the Hausa Fulani thinking that they are entitled to lead all the time, and they've led for more than 80% of the time, and they've siphoned resources and pour into an empire in the northern protectorate, while the people in Ogoniland, the people in Port Harcourt, the people in Bayelsa can't even till the ground and have good soil. The environmental degradation, and these resources taken out from their own community and pour into Abuja in Kano is like paradise. If we can redistribute the wealth of the country so that everybody feels like their voice is being heard, you find the East in the East. The East has never produced a leader. And the East, the people from the East, and I'm a Yoruba boy. The people from the East, they are very productive people. In fact, they are very smart people. They are very industrious. In fact, in the Civil War, my dad fought in the Nigerian Civil War. He says the Igbos, they make bomb by themselves. This local bomb. So those are resources that's wasting that the Nigerian government, these outside people leading, don't harness. And for the betterment of the country. So if we can't forge a connection and build a one Nigeria where there's peace and unity, where the wealth of the country is enjoyed by all ethnic groups, then we have to secede. I'm in support of that.
Do you think secession is the solution or leadership?
My brother, I don't think it's a leadership thing at all.
See,
I don't think.
Can I say something in this?
Yes,
on this issue? Okay, this is Dolapo. Concerning this issue, I would say we are missing the point. From what brother
I think it was David
just said, from what brother David, I know from what on this platform, David. Okay, so from what David said, it's totally different from what is actually going on particularly on this topic. This guy is agitating particularly against crime meted by a particular group, a particular tribe. So let's not miss it. It's not about Nigeria going down and then or separating or anything. If there is law and order, why can't Nigeria be one? There is a constitution. So I mean, I'm totally against desegregation because there is a way out. Herdsmen are killing people. Some of you here in America, you have farms because they've not touched your farm. You have businesses in Nigeria, you are doing farming in one of your states, and then one day you're about to either some cattle raiders will just come and kill everybody on the farm working, and then their cows will just eat up all your crops. Of what sense does it make? This is what this guy is agitating against, not separation. And he's saying we need to protect our place. I watched the video earlier today before this conference. I didn't even know this was going to be a topic about the way the Eastern people are securing their farmlands, protecting the old women with guns heavily armed. I wish I can put it on Instagram. It's on Tunde Not's page or something. As I saw it. Armed, not Bakassi, not IPOB, but see their own people heavily armed, going around the farms, searching out for these people. You would meet people, old women cropping, doing stuff. They're on the farm walking, they walk past them, greet them, going on full patrol. But they do not allow the West to do the same thing. Why would cattle be rearing on people's farms, on people's source of income? That is the point. That is what this guy is agitating against. He's not leading any war of separation or anything. That is what I believe. If
Yes.
he's on
Dolapo,
Instagram, you can go and check him. Yes.
Dolapo.
Yes.
But in my opinion, you are speaking about a subset of a bigger problem, which is the bigger problem that, in my
No,
opinion,
that's why I said. That's why I said particularly on this topic. This was the topic. Headsmen Sunday Igboho.
I think what the boy is trying to say here is like he's trying to make clear of what the guy is vying for, rather, or trying to, fight for. Because situation, he had a personal encounter with the Hexmen. These are other things that also, besides that, is happening. Like it is a big deal back home now. That Hexmen are going to people's land, thinking that they have a monopoly to people's farm, to have their cows or their cattle to rear those places. And these are people are relying on this farm that they grow their crops and sell it, to the point that people export these crops. And now you have herdsmen that come with their cattle to destroy these places. So what is happening is that these people are doing it out of, without caring of what is happening. And they even kill, they go with their guns, these herdsmen. So, but I think what really happened is that these that really have a direct impact, that he was attacked too by them. So this is one of the things. It was like, okay, the situation now is that we really have to address this. But as you said, Abuchi is a subset of what is happening. But I also see why Dolapo wanted us to see, okay, what exactly is this guy fighting for? Let's be clear on that. But
yes.
So there was the video I saw. This guy was saying, this maybe it's only Igboho or something. Say, for some reasons, these Hausa people target people who are not Hausa. So the Fulani, yeah, they target people who are not Fulani, or so, and they don't. I don't know if they do the same thing in the northern part, but when they come to the south or to the west or wherever, they feel the need. They have the guts to just take laws into their hands and perpetrate this kind of evil. So this guy was saying that we are going to protect our own region, and that's how
secession starts, right?
That's how secession starts. Even in America, the South were going to break off because slavery was banned, and they want to keep up with because slavery was what powers the economy of the South. They don't want that. And before Kentucky joined, Texas joined, and they wage war against the federal government. So this is how it starts. So embedded in that mission to protect your own region is that sectionalism. That's what uproots, like brings all this problem to the surface. The problem of tribalism, the problem of poor leadership, the problem of you guys are the one leading, the problem of you guys taking too much of, you guys are profiting more from the resources of this country, and now you're going to endanger our life. And the person who is actually leading which in the arms of government now in Buhari is a Fulani or Hausa man. I don't understand. He's not saying anything. The only solution he proffered was to have like a colony around, which doesn't make sense. Where are they going to get colony?
Sir, can I say something, please?
So
you know that it is the north that is suffering the most from herdsmen. If you watch I watch a lot of channels news and Arise every day.
The north have always suffered from a lot of things. They suffer from Boko Haram
do you know that they have come up with 100 billion settlement for herdsmen in a span of 2 years? Presently, as we are talking, they are negotiating the northern governors. Why are you? Do you understand what I'm saying? Even they are the ones, they are suffering in the most. So I just want you to take your mind off that.
So who are the herdsmen then?
Fulanis are the headsmen.
The point I'm trying to make is the north is suffering from a lot of things. They suffer from the polio, whatever. They suffer from the Boko Haram terrorists, and these are the guys who are actually leading. They are the one who are actually leading. They've produced more than 70% of the leaders in the past. From the First Republic till now. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, because they are suffering for more doesn't make us to be complacent or just say, should be okay with with the problem. It's a problem. It's an impending problem that will probably exacerbate if you don't deal with
What
it.
I feel also is that this guy, there's a lot of political undertone in all of this.
I want to
Yeah.
pose a question. I want to pose a question. My question is this: does anyone see how Nigeria can actually work in the current form that it is?
It cannot work. You know, like
It
I said,
it cannot work.
let
And
me
that's
say,
what I'm saying. It's secession.
there's a
No,
problem. Like for me, I believe secession is not the problem. The solution. There is we have it because if you secede from each country, we still have bad leaders that will still go to their separate regions. So if we can tackle the bad leaders first, then we can secede. That's what I believe. Like Namdi Kanu, I believe that guy. I mean, I like his struggles and all of that. He predicted what is happening right now in this the southwestern nation. I think like 5 years ago, he said yeah, Fulani go attack on our land. So many things. So I want to now. So what the political undertone I'm talking about here is that the West supported the current presidency, and now they are suffering for it. You know, it's like riding in the back of the beast and ending up in the bottom in its belly. So it's a good thing they are rising right now. And from these protection, you know, they're saying a clap, they say they enter dance. Before you know, from here, if this guy is able to garner crowds, he will just succeed. All the Dual Republic don't establish like that.
This thing you're saying, Mark, is also another important. It's a very, very good point, and one of the reasons why I don't feel like Nigeria would ever work, because
that is why they are going to arrest him.
Oh, they already put up to arrest him or something. Yeah.
So for me, they are going to clamp his wings. They don't. You think they want another Namdi Kanu? They don't.
But what I'm saying is
the only way Nigeria can move forward is the way America is moving. You have to decentralize. You have to decentralize the government. Nigerian government is overpadded. There's too many people, too many. So the government expenditure alone is too much. On recurrent expenditure is too much. How many you see one minister with 20 PAs on government payroll? You need to decentralize. Let every state operate at its own. This is not even regional. Let power flow from down up, not from up down. That is the only way Nigeria can move forward.
States in Nigeria cannot sustain themselves.
I know, serious. That's the truth. You know, like, and I think that's why it will be very hard for the northern region to be able to give out, the power thing, like not allowing power, because they already know, like this issue of decentralization. Because when you talk about decentralization, now you are giving power to the states, right? Which means, that means each state has the power to.
You are not giving power to the states. You are bringing the government down to the states.
So let me clear what I mean.
It's all about watch the way banks operate. I don't know if there are ex-bankers here or there are present bankers here in this forum. The way banks operate, as you see GTB, each GTB branch operates independently. They make their own profit, they do their own business, but it is in the name of GTB. That way, if each state too can replicate the same thing, run your state, make your own money, but not to be dependent on what is coming down.
I think I get the point of what Dulak was trying to say, because with that now, it's just like here in the US, you see some states are richer than the others.
Yeah, definitely.
So those that are not rich, they will try to create some. It's just like Indiana now. Really, there's no more. Just like there are a lot of farm here in Indiana. That's how they get their own as well too. So if it comes to Nigeria, if they do it there, I think it will also work. Because if you feel your state don't have enough resources or enough income, then in that means that you're going to improvise and make sure you try to develop something that will give you revenue. Like using Lagos as an example now, when I think during the Tinubu time when they refused to give him this allocation and code, they started this
their tax, Lagos tax people that even they were taxing on they were generating revenue from themselves.
Yeah, I think what the Lakwa is saying.
See how rich they are now. Lagos can run on its own.
Depending from above.
Yeah, see, what the upper is exactly what I'm saying. When you say decentralized, it's still the same thing. When I say giving power to the state, this is how America works. America, each state has their power. There are certain things that occur in Philadelphia that you cannot do. There are some states you can be able to work in it. In fact, before a federal government can even push a particular people to come to a particular state, like let's say there's an issue happening, the state government or the governor of the state has the right to be like, okay, this is the point. Like, you can come in or you cannot come in. So we're still talking about this because when I mean power to the state, but the good thing about decentralizing or giving power to the state is that at this particular point now, every particular state, we know very well that they have to be very much accountable for their state, because it's no longer like, oh, my state is solely, dependent. Like each state will still answer to the federal government, but they have kind of a little bit of autonomy. It's like they still have their power on each one. And if that stuff happen, we know a lot of states in terms of education, in terms of a lot of industrialization, a lot of states are not going to survive. Like I said, I'm not saying that I'm still like for decentralized. Go for
not to not even allow.
Well, what I mean, they will not survive. They have got to make a particular government, a particular group of people that have been in power for years, as David mentioned, not to give up power. So because they know very well that for them to give up that power for that to happen, they're going to...
Let me tell you something about decentralization. Decentralization would favor states like Lagos can self-sustain itself because they generate a lot of revenue. States like Port Harcourt, like the oil-producing state, but the outside states, which is like a barren land, they don't have anything there. You think the outside people
they're the ones that own all the oil blocks. They will never let that happen.
So you think the outside will allow decentralization? No.
They have agriculture now. All these
all of the oil blocks.
All their license. Let me tell you something about the. I schooled in the north. The Sahara Desert is fast encroaching. You find the whole of Borno is almost like desert. It's encroaching into Nigeria unless they have like a very good irrigation system where there's there's like irrigation system to water the plants. That's how the agriculture could survive. But the Sahara Desert is fast encroaching. So decentralization is good, in the ears, but it's never going to happen. I think what's good, even secession, we can push for a referendum for secession, but secession might not even happen. But it might be it might be bloody. It might be bloody. But
you guys, you see this country, this Nigeria, it will not decentralize, and Nigeria there's no secession. Because there are foreign powers that is making Nigeria what it is, and these foreign powers also that years ago, hundreds of years ago, were the ones that also knew very well that them coming together, having influence, causing us to merge together when we are not supposed to merge together, was what benefited them. The same foreign power, are going to also make sure that we're not going to succeed. Do you know how many? That's what I'm saying. See, I'm a very realistic person. I'll keep it real with you guys. That's why the whole situation with Namdi, oh, you're Igbo guys. People, I'm like, no, I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna be that dude. You be like, oh, because you're in US, contribute money for Namdi Kanu. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna contribute anything, because one thing I know very well, there's not gonna be secession. There's not gonna be Biafra again. We just be hearing all these things. I'll keep it real. So this is it will be like noise and noise. Let me keep it real. Do you know that there was a time some of the militants that you saw that were bombing places and stuff, the same dude saying Niger militants or whatever, they were fighting or whatever, the same dudes were later called together, had meeting, and a particular amount of money was being given to them for a particular period of time.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Hear from them again. So what am I trying to say?
Let me say something. Let me say something. Nigeria is likely to secede, that decentralized. Would you ever imagine that Sudan would secede, like we now South and North Sudan? So name one country in Africa that has decentralized, that has employed that method of decentralization in curbing the problem of ethnic conflict or the problem of democracy.
No, there's
There's
none.
none. So most of them is secession. Because we're not divinely together.
Bro,
And I'm
why
not
are
saying
you comparing Nigeria with all these people? How many you want to? Yeah, when you're talking about Sudan,
what is
this
it?
thing, just
What's it?
be talking about Lagos and Sudan. Nigeria, 200
What do you mean Lagos?
200
Do you know
million
that?
people.
What do you mean? Do you know that
200
Sudan is?
million
Do you know
people.
that Sudan is the largest country in Africa before it seceded? What do you mean?
See,
It's not about the
bro,
people. It's about
see,
it's not about the number. It's
how
about
many
the will of the
languages? How
people.
many languages are in Sudan?
I don't know. You tell me.
Question. How many?
You tell me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's why I want to, because it is very important in the center. How many languages?
So the
I
purpose
don't know. I'm driving. I would have checked. I'm telling you, because those are the things you need to consider.
The purpose for separating the secession in Sudan is more like religious problem. You have the north, which is mostly
Nigeria
Arab,
is dynamic.
and the south. Listen, I'm talking.
Nigeria is dynamic. Yes.
I'm telling you, Nigeria is more likely to secede than decentralize.
You know why
so,
it's not gonna succeed. The truth has been told. Like, if you are following Nigerian politics, you will know one thing: there's no true enemy and there's no true friend. You know, like somebody will be in PDP, the next in APC. Like, what I'm trying to let you understand is, like, the same person that is clamoring for secession, the next day the same person is like eating with the governance, having for like. One thing I've started realizing in Nigeria is that the more you look, the less you see and understand what is happening. You know, what I would say in my own way is that any little thing in our own part, like if there's like Mark telling us having foundation, helping people are like other people I know also, doing a little bit in their own way, and then also voicing our grievance about what's happening. But if you're thinking decentralization or secession is going to happen, I'm going to tell you guys, it's not going to happen in Nigeria. Nigeria is a complex system, and decentralization or secession is not going to happen. But are you going to be hearing those things in the
It's not impossible. Don't say.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
It's a step-by-step process. They will get
No
there.
Nigerian today is talking about decentralization. What's popular now in the Nigerian society now, most people are on the side of secession.
Everything's always popular in Nigeria, but what do they really do? Nigeria is not decentralized, neither is it succeeding. I support him. Don't deceive yourself. Be realistic. All the NSAS protests that they did, where is it?
So let me tell you something. You see that NSAS movement, Abuchi. You see that NSAS protest,
Don't be so antagonistic now.
So what happened? Nigeria hashtag go and cry.
No. Things are changing.
But that's the truth. The truth, like I've told you, the truth.
But that's just the truth. Nothing will happen actually.
The more you see, the less you understand. The less you understand, the bigger the picture.
That's what you guys don't know. It's a step-by-step process. We are
getting. You see. I was going to make a comment about the NSAS protest. You see, the people who are going to change Nigeria is going to start with that kind of movement, like people, coming out to air their grievances, and before you know, 1, 2, 3, and that voice become massive.
Yeah,
but
the change is not going to come from Aso Rock. The change is going to go to Aso Rock from the people.
What Namdi Kanu was saying, sis, and Namdi Kanu was saying the truth. You guys didn't listen.
Yeah, he's saying the truth. So and now because a lot of people are beginning to lend their voice to that Nnamdi Kanu, to that chorus. Before you know, from Nnamdi Kanu, it begin to spread out. Now the southwest, like you said, people are beginning to look at secession. Like, oh, I think that guy is saying the truth, and that's how change is going to come. That's how revolution starts. And before you know, secession happens. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be bloody. It's not going to happen probably in my lifetime, but we're more likely to succeed. I'm not saying that I really want it. I want the one Nigeria, but if we can get along, there's always conflict.
I want the one Nigeria.
Go separate ways.
The Fulanis. Everyone is complaining of marginalization, right? Are you guys? Are you trying to tell me that the Fulanis are not marginalized? There are some people in the Fulanis that still want secession too, because of what I say is the leaders. If we don't,
those ones are not Fulani people. Fulani people are different too.
No,
Fulani people are different from other people.
That still wants separation too.
Okay, you mean the poor among them?
Yeah, yes, like there's like I said, the only two parties.
This Fulanis that you guys are saying, they're even more of Nigerian people. They're not even Nigerians.
Okay.
Yeah, some of Niger or even Malians, because a lot of because all these
So,
Malians, the one that makes me sick.
no, that'd be that. So I want to share my screen real quickly. There's a question I want to ask. Where is it? So this kanu Eastern Security Network. Let me just play. If you guys see my screen, I don't know. The government, they deploy soldiers to go look for these guys. So what these guys are doing, is it considered treason? What do you guys think with heavily armed militia in the same state as Nigeria? So the government, they go find them, they not see them. So I want to say, I be this thing a propaganda. I be they just do this thing for one kind of country. You know, see, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is treasonable? What do you guys think?
I mean, by law, I think it's treasonable. That's you rounding up your base and harming your base to fight against the federal government. It's treasonable. If it is real, it's treasonable.
That is protection for their people, But me, I don't know why I'm having this idea.
But when the government has failed, when the federal government failed, they can't protect its people. There's this Hausa Fulani, invading your land and killing your people. You'll be forced to pick up arms and defend your people, But I mean, by law, which is the constitution of Nigeria, this could be considered treasonable. Well, because in Nigeria, the federal government, like any other country, would not lose. They can tell you, even if you're doing what is right, they can find
Right.
In
a working country, this is illegal, but Nigeria is not a working country.
But you won't even blame them. Like if this is the government who can protect them. This
Buhari has not said anything about the herdsmen. Nothing. Now, what do you expect?
The only solution you profiled was to have colony all around. Who go give them land?
There's gonna be a war in Nigeria. Seriously, like it's gonna be a war, and it's not gonna be like the Biafran war.
Nigeria is like is sitting on a time bomb.
I'm telling you.
Because now the economy is crumbling. People can't afford afford a living.
That's what I'm asking. I said these guys that they're in Nigeria. This place, is this Nigeria?
If you talk now, I would say no.
For me, I'm not sure. I don't know if they are in Nigeria or not. But one thing I know very well is that this situation, it is something. I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. Because we've seen a lot of this during the Niger Delta, during the bombing and stuff. Something like this was created. We might not have social media as we used to have at that period of time, but there were like people like marching and wearing army camouflage and doing all this stuff. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I'm a very realistic person. I'm just.
Why are you guys doubting? Don't doubt this thing, because it even cultists in universities, they do this kind of parades. So why is it not possible?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying like
I want to believe it is Nigeria, but I don't think it's recent.
No, it's Nigeria now. This looks like, you might be right. I don't know, but it looks like the one I saw the last time.
Old video.
I'm saying it because the government, they went to search for these guys. They didn't see nobody from these.
Even in US too, we have people like this that during the whole situation, we have. When white people were the Proud Boys and stuff, were doing that.
The Proud Boys, the Proud is a militia group, the Proud Boys.
Most times is when there is, kind of people feel like justice is not being meted or something. They start, feel like, we have to protect ourselves. So such scenarios do play itself.
Even in the 60s, Malcolm X have like
the Black Panthers period of time. There was people trying to do, and at the time, federal government declared them, even though they were fighting to protect themselves, because Black people were like, being marginalized and beaten and killed and stuff. So I'm not, for like I said, man, do I want secession? I'll be honest with you, I don't really want secession.
Honestly, it's not even about what you want, Seth. It's about what is the path forward.
Every time we say things here, it's based on our opinion, what we feel like. So I'm not even speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for myself. Like if we're asked, what do you think about this? you are not speaking for everybody. Even when you think you're speaking for everybody, you are not.
Right, right. No, no, but I'm saying
you don't have the statistics to speak for everybody. So, but if I'm speaking for myself, why I say I will not want this decision is that Nigeria as a whole, like the whole we are, and we're having this kind of situation, and being that we're like 400 to 500 ethnic groups, to succeed, even though, yeah, we think the three major groups are Hausa, Yoruba, and stuff, but at the same time, we shouldn't ignore, like, feel like minorities or something. They are still ethnic groups. These are the same people that help to build the GDP of the country too. Like,
right.
Like the Niger Deltas, even though Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, but these are the Niger Deltas are people building, like, most of the economy of Nigeria rely on this. So my point is, if we as a country as a whole is having this difficulty like we are having, I don't think we are ready enough to, when we have to split whatever we think we're gonna split to, that we'll be able to handle a lot of things. That's what I'm that kind of person that believe if there are two evils, choose the lesser evil. And I feel like the lesser evil we have now, is us being as a country figuring how to handle this, the Hausa herdsmen that ends up killing people.
But what is your opinion on the fact that some people don't seem to want to handle anything? Like, there's so much. Are you not seeing it? There's so much misunderstanding. There's no headway. There's no headway. Okay, if you look at it now, nothing has ever been nothing. Okay, this is even a small part of the problem. Most Igbo cities have basically been developed by the citizens. If you look at Onitsha now, Onitsha was single-handedly built by the businessmen, because there's no industries, there's no federal government presence. Like, these are issues that when you raise, okay, now we are just getting the second Niger bridge system. But like, if you go to Southeast, you know what I'm talking about. If you go to Abuja, you can feel the fact that you are in Nigeria. If you go to Lagos, you can feel the presence of the federal government. If you go to most southeastern states, you don't feel it. And this is just the beginning, right? And then you still have the Edo people that are running out of Nigeria because basically they are ignored. Nobody, like, you see, you go to the Cross River, you go to Calabar, you see that there's no presence. Like, nobody cares about anybody about, like, that's not how a country can keep functioning, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not how America became the way it is.
Yeah, for me, I still feel like America didn't succeed, but trust me, America have a lot of issues too, and many ethnic groups and stuff. In fact, mostly a lot of people in America are immigrants. But let's not digress to that point. What I'm trying to say is that it's easy for us here in America to talk about thinking, secession is kind of, to kind of say, but my own is that, is there a way we can have access to being into that government? We see what is happening in America now, how years ago, Black women weren't able to vote, or women weren't even able to vote. And there's this movement now, women were able to vote. Years ago, Black man couldn't have been a president. So is there any way we can get ourselves on the seat to have a seat at the table? That is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, if we have people that have resources, is there something we can do in that process to be in that seat at the table? Because
that's
it's easy to say secession. It's always easy, but
that question you ask is a very broad a question that will bring like very broad topics out of it. Though having a seat at the table, that one's gonna take, because it has so many branches. There's so many. It's short. I can't seem to fathom how we can even talk about that one. But anyway, we'll try to.
Possible.
Yeah, it's possible though. But let's try to cut the conversation on here, because it's gonna go like 2 hours with this topic. I know politics can take us really, really far. So I want to say thank you, Abuchi from Phil. Thank you, IK from Phil, Henry from Chicago, David from Chicago, Michael from Indiana, Shire from Indiana, OG from Chicago, and Dio from Chicago. I think Dio just left. Next week we'll be talking about investment shares and Bitcoin, blah blah blah. Thank you all, and see you next Sunday. This is Diaspora Radio, everybody. Drop a comment wherever you're watching from, and signing out. So, in 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2.